Greetings everyone and welcome to another Streets of New Capenna traditional draft. I will have a few of these still coming up. There's over 1 month before the next draftable set on Magic Arena releases. I'm not a fan of this set. I don't think many people are because of the color imbalance. But I will make a few drafts still, and I think I still have some way to set completion. So I'm gonna draft for that purpose anyway. This first pick here. There's of course the Broker's Charm. You could just pick it and hope to have some combination of usually a base green white or base blue white and then splash the third one. That's definitely something you can just force in this set because it's the best color combination, which everyone knows by now. Or you could take the best black common, which is the Gerda Goons. I really like the card. I don't really feel like fighting for the Brokers. So I'll start with Gerda Goons, which is definitely a better card than the Grizzly Sigil. This is the best black common, or better than Murder, for example. So let's take it here. You quite often want to just use it for the 4 mana, but it's totally reasonable to play that 5 mana as well. Okay, so if I took the Charm, the Civil Servant would be very easy follow up. This is just a very decent 2-drop because of the 3rd point of toughness. This blocks so many other early drops without dying while doing so, and then of course it can threaten to attack as a 3/3 Lifelinger. This is out of the 2 color common creatures, this I think is clearly the best. Alright, so what do I take when I took the Gerda Goons? You could take the Outlaw. The Scry 2 with 2 damage is quite nice, but I don't think I want to go there. The Cormella it's fine. I mean, both of these are kind of Grixis colors, or what's the Maestros version of this set. I'm not sure. I don't like the Cormella that much. I think if I'm taking a Grixis card, I'll take the Outlaw. And even though I do like the Mr. Orfeo, I mean, it does make sense to kind of try to avoid the green, red, black color combination, or Riveteers, is it? Because it doesn't have such powerful commons, for instance, as the other options the set has to offer. So if I can avoid it, I usually will. There was now 2 cards I would pick over that thing easily. But the card I think is quite good. The Mr. Orfeo, I mean. Alright, so here it's rather easy. I do like the black-red combination quite a bit, and it is easily the Mayhem Patrol here. There's no really, I mean, Deal Gun Bad it's playable, but this is definitely a high-quality 2-drop. And, well, that's just it. It's the best pick, considering my earlier picks as well, so it's really easy decision there. Okay, I saw these Adjudicators. This is also really decent. Of this cycle of cards, this is the best of them, which happens to be the Broker's colors, so it's just so a bit annoying that the Broker's colors are so good in this set. There's also a Knockout Blow still here, so I could have gone with the the Charm first pick, green, light, blue, and maybe have a decent deck, but now I have to figure out if I can continue being black red something, maybe, I mean, black red blue maybe. The Fixer is good, and red green isn't great, but it's still fine. I mean, if that's the, I don't like these black cards too much. I guess I could take the Dig Up the Body, I could maybe take the Make Disappear, but I'll take the Jetmir's Fixer here. If it happens to be so that green red is going to be open, then I just have to draft that archetype. It's definitely something that can be a very good deck if it's very wide open. You get 11th pick Jetmir's Fixers and all that stuff, so it can work. But now I have a Body Dropper. I really like this one. This is out of these 2 color common creatures. There's a cycle of them. This is, I think, the second best out of those, because this can really be great. I'm easily taking this over the Unlucky Witness, which isn't bad, and also the Fake Your Own Death. You are always happy to play at least one in your black decks, but Body Dropper is the easy one, and I'd really want to just ignore the green card I picked if I can, and I can, because I can take the Crooked Custodian here, and yeah, that's pretty decent. The Snooping Newsy, now that I have talked about the cycle of cards, I think this is maybe the weakest in the cycle. The white blue one is the 2/3 flyer for 3. I think it's the only one that costs 3 mana instead of 2. But I think this is the weakest because it's so hard to get this work. And the entire mechanic, the 5 or more mana values in a graveyard, it's really not hard to make work consistently. Anyway, Custodian easy pick here. I'm looking to draft straight black red and ignore the outlaw potentially, but who knows, there can be some blue cards or golden cards that have black and blue that I'm willing to splash. But anyway, here I take the Roastmaster, really the only reasonable option for me. I should cut the fixer now. Okay, this is one of the good green commons. Of course, the best one is the 3/3 Trambler for 3. That also has Vigilance, and of course it enters with a treasure token. But I think the Strong Arm is easily the second best green common. It's quite late here. The area is whatever, not gonna work with the picks I have made here, and I don't think it's even that great of a card. I think here I try to ignore the green now. I just pass these, maybe people to my left go green. It's gonna be either of these 4 mana cards. No, neither of them is really that good, but I guess I'll take the removal option. Alright, so here I have no mana fixing if I'm not gonna play these. Plus, these are not really that great. I mean, they are good when you need the mana fixing, but it's really such a tempo loss. You don't really want to use 2 mana to get the fixing working. I think I'll take the Tramway Station over the Initiate. I have a healthy number of 2-drops, and this is definitely worse than my earlier other 2-drops that I have already picked. So easily just pick the fixing land here. Okay, so Mr. Orfeo came back. Not really a surprise. People are ignoring this color combination if they can, just like I am. So I don't need a random 3-drop here. I don't like the Jackhammer. Swindler is not, I mean, just a 2 mana 2/2. I take this just in case I end up splashing green after all. Okay, well, there is the Razor's Ring, which you could allow that. Midnight Assassin. I like this in more controlling decks. So what's the Obscura, the white, blue, black, or maybe the the full Maestros, but I don't like it in black red, so I won't be taking that. I take this just in case I want to play some green anyway. So which of these tricks, I'm not playing enough blue to make this a pick here. I think I like the one that can actually, it's more expensive, but this is also more significant. So if I end up playing such an effect, maybe I play the Antagonize instead, and I'm happy to get the Fake Your Own Death that as such late back to me. Alright, so here, this is a black-red land. There's also a Tramway Station, but let's see if there's some non-land I can pick, and there is. Easily, Body Dropper. If I just can, I will ignore all the other colors except for black and red, and this will be just a straight-up 2-color deck, which you actually usually want to be in this set, because fixing costs tempo, and this set can really be focused on early tempo, so you just want to, you prefer to play untapped lands, but of course you want to have also your colors fixed, so that's the reason I still pick these enters tapped lands. Alright, so I'll take the Body Dropper. It's easily the best pick for me. Maybe I can take this to get the Tramway Station when it comes back. This fixes if I play the green, which I try to avoid, so let's see the other options here. Well, not great. The Light 'em Up is playable, and this is a best of 3 draft, so it's something you can start with this being in the sideboard, or start with it being in the main deck and switch it when you sideboard depending on the opponent's deck. I don't need this. Yeah, I know this is a land that gets me a mountain and a swamp, but I have one land that figures my mana already, so I think I'll take the Light 'em Up, but this is a pretty sad pack for me. But I still try to just remain black and red here. Okay, there's the best green common. So there's a Crooked Custodian and a Grisly Sigil. I don't have too much good casualty fodder. The 2-drop that makes the opponent discard the 1/1, that's definitely good, and I also saw the red uncommon 1-drop in pack 1 that when it dies you exile 2 cards from the top of your deck, and then you can play them, one of them cards before by your next end step, or how is it worded? Anyway, so this is good when you have a bunch of sacrifice fodder. I think I might actually want to just have a Custodian, because black red is an aggressive one, and 2 mana 3/2, even though it enters tapped. That's good value. Yeah, I'll take this. And here a Raffin Silencer is a really decent one, but there is also a call in a professional, and this really is nice because shield counters can be very, very annoying. This does negate those things effect quite easily. So, and this also, I like the fact this is any target, so you can just finish off the opponent by, pointing this at their head. The silencer is really good, but I think I'll take the more straightforward card here. But if you would take the silencer over this, I'm totally, I'm not gonna say it's a wrong pick. All right, let's take it and move on. And I should actually cut the outlaw. I have no plans to play this card now. I have enough, black-red cards here. Okay, so the corrupt court official is still fine even if you don't have a lot of cards with casualty 1. The one bad thing about the lighting up is that it has casualty 2, so it doesn't work with the court official. It's still the pick here, so let's take it. And Fatal Crutch. All right, there's another. Okay, so 2 nice cards. Even the dig up the body, this body, I mean, is decent. It has casualty 1, so it does work with the official here, and I still have a fixing land available, which I'm not taking. Fatal Crutch is not the greatest. It's tough. I kind of want to have another court official. They become better in multiples, definitely, and it is very good casualty fodder. So I think I'll take it over the Fatal Crutch. Now I have 2 body trappers, so I also want to. I mean, yeah, it does. I mean, the Fatal Crutch is better when you get the sacrifice trigger, but also you want to have creatures to sacrifice when you have these, and these court officials are definitely great creatures to sacrifice, and I'm gonna play all the court officials. Well, maybe not all if I'm getting picked. If I'm getting past like 7 of them, maybe I won't be playing all of them, but I think I can easily play 3. And here another copy of Fake Your Own Death is rather easy, especially because that's really the only reasonable option for me. And now I think we are in the sideboard territory here. I'm not going to main deck 2 light 'em ups, and Midnight Assassin, like I said, not really a fan of it in this deck. My curve is very weird though, but this is something that can be. I mean, if the opponent has those 4 or 5 trample guys, for example, I think I like this better as a sideboard card. Yeah, I do. All right, so Jackhammer, yeah, it has. Even though it is somewhat okay with these 1/1s, making them more significant threats, it's just too much mana, 2 mana to play, 2 to equip. I just take the Outlook now. It's my second mana fixing land. I like to have 2 of them. All right, so Parcel. I don't need the fixing, and this is really inefficient at removing things, so I'll just take a 3rd copy of Fake Your Own Death. I don't think I'm gonna main deck 3, but whatever, I took it anyway. Okay, Wrecking Crew. Yeah, this is the one that is. I like to have the Ready to Rumble because of this, because this can really do a good job of blocking, my entire deck. Okay, fine. Let's take a mana fixing land. Okay, dig up the body with this many corrupt court officials. Definitely a totally main deckable card. Alright, so this pack has, again, I have a land that fixes my mana, but I have 3 mana fixing lands already. It has cycling, so this is basically in this deck, this is strictly better than the Outlook, so it would be an upgrade. But there's another corrupt court official. Should I just go all in with those? I mean, I have like a all 2 drops deck. It is really decent with the Fake Your Own Death too. So maybe this is kind of like a discard deck. I don't really need the mana fixing, so even though it isn't upgrading my deck, if I, for example, choose to replace one of these with this, but let's just take the official here and see how this is going to work. Okay, rob the archives. Yeah, I have a lot of fodder for them now with these court officials, but then again, it's only quite good very late, because if you use the casualty option here, you will exile 4 cards. You will use 2 mana, exile 4 cards, which you have to play before you get to untap your mana. So you rarely get the 4 cards, and I guess it's okay if you get 2, but you would really want to get 3 if you go all the way to see the trouble here. I think I'll just take the Deal Gun Bad here. It's another card which is quite good against shield counters, and I don't need the Gold Hound here when I have enough early drops. So I take this just to keep my pressure up. All right, so here, yeah, this is a decent rare if you are in these colors, and Mage's Attendant. One of the, I mean, did White need this kind of a great 3-drop uncommon. This is just even if you forget about the ability of the token, it's a 3 mana 3/2 plus 1/1 is just great. It's an amazing, totally first pickable card, but of course here I just take the Roastmaster. Nothing wrong with that. And here Strangle. Yep, let's take a cheap removal over there. I mean, I have enough 2 mana cards. I don't need a Custodian for curve reasons, but this would be the better pick anyway. So easy pick here. Let's move on. Okay, Soloist. I would again be getting a Custodian, but yeah, Soloist is really decent, especially because I can easily use the 4 mana card here. I will try to be aggressive, and this helps a lot in that regard. So, yeah, definitely the dagger. How many creatures? That's only 14, and I'm already at 24 playables, but I think I can easily cut stuff like Antagonize and maybe Lighting Up, not in the main deck. Wrecking Crew, not sure about that. So, I think I like the dagger more than a 2-drop, which I really don't need here, so let's take it. And there's the Unlucky Witness, but how many Casualty 1 cards I have? I have this thing. Is there anything else here, though? Jackhammer, no thanks. Okay, I'll take this because it's better than the alternatives. And okay, this is a sideboard card. Target opponent sacrifices an enchantment. There are a number of bum enchantments in the set, so this can be a decent sideboard card. I don't really need the initiative for anything, so let's take this sideboard card. And yeah, this is the blue. I think I have seen this earlier in the draft, but yeah, this is the blue-white card in the cycle. All right, so I don't know which I'm taking another Ready to Rumble here just to I mean I don't know if I'm gonna have a sideboard 2 of those in, but I don't know what I should have taken there. So here not really interesting, just whatever. And light them up. Well, definitely another one can be. I could see sideboarding. Post sideboard, I can easily have 2 of these in my deck against some opponents. So I'm happy to have the option to do so. And here I refuse to yield. I took it just because it's an uncommon. Okay, I got a Custodian still here. And I have passed all these, and now I got the last pick one. Okay. Okay, so I don't have any. I don't want to main deck a Ready to Rumble. I have 2 Deal Gun Bats as expensive removal spells if I need them. I think I will main deck both of these because just for curve reasons. It's fine in this deck even if this often takes out like a 3-drop, so you pay more mana than the opponent paid for their card. But with such a low curve, it's no big deal. This is still a nice way to deal with shield counters, which can be annoying. Also, this is one way to also deal with something like a 4/5 or some other bigger blocker, because you can make them into 2/3 or 2/2, and maybe you can have some kind of a profitable attack. Although with this deck, my creatures are so small that if opponent has a 2-power blocker, I think my creature is gonna die anyway. So let's cut the lands for now, because I think I will have a 16 land deck here. And this Goons is almost always going to be a 4-drop, so let's put it there. And that's 27, so if I play 16 lands, I will need to cut for, well, it's easily going to be an Antagonize. I will cut the main deck, light them up, and then one more. So I could cut a Wrecking Crew or one of the fake Undeads, but maybe with quadruple Corrupt Court Official, I think I should play all of these, because I can just, eat the opponent's hand. Can be really annoying for them. So this is now a creature count of 16. That's totally enough creatures for me to be able to add to the board consistently and keep up with the pressure. Because definitely, if the game goes very late, my top decks are gonna be like 1/1s when they have extra redundant lands or nothing in their hand, or 3/2s and stuff like that. I definitely need to win fast with this deck. And that's actually a reason to maybe even consider playing the Antagonize here, but well, the fake your own death is just gonna be a better 2-mana trick here, so I'll choose that. Now the question is, maybe the last cut, should it be an Unlucky Witness? Now it is still decent with them, with these fake your own deaths as well, because you have until your next end step. That's the critical, difference between the sorcery speed effect, because you can make this die on the opponent's turn, and then you will get to untap, and even if you, exile something that's expensive, you will have all your mana available. So I could see, having this as a, sort of a jump blocker, or so the opponent thinks, and then I can make it into a 3-power creature. So not only can I, kill whatever I blocked with it, and also I will get to have this back, and I still get the death trigger. So I think I will play the Unlucky Witness here. In which case, and yeah, I will play the Dig Up the Body. I have so much fodder for it, it's definitely a reasonable thing. I have also, the body droppers are the best. They are the kind of good ways for me to win games. So if one of these ends up in the graveyard, I'm happy to dig them up, so I can reuse them. So maybe in the end, the Wrecking Crew is the cut, because I don't really win by playing a 5-drop and then start attacking with it. At that point in the game, I want to be already close to winning. And also, when you play 16 lands, sometimes hitting the 5th land can take some time. Although that said, Fake Your Own Death does create treasure tokens, so I think it wouldn't be that big of a problem. How about the color balance? Okay, that's 16 black, 9 red. It's fine though. I have the fixing lands. I think this is the deck, yeah. And I have some options to, I can play like light them up. Because when the opponent has a annoying 2 or 3 drops that have 2 toughness, these are fine even if you don't get to casualty them. And sometimes you get to use the casualty option. Just remember, you can't do it with the court officials unless they have the quick draw dagger. Also, I can have some tricks like Fake Your Own Death, the court official, then light them up with casualty and all that kind of stuff. But that's gonna, if that happens, it will be post sideboard. Alright, so this is the deck. I think I'll play all the tapped lands here. I have such a low curve that I could see often being able to have, a 2-drop on turn 3 and a tapped land without it hurting my progress at all. So I will play those, and I have so much more black cards. How about the double caster situation? No double casters, because now I will add 13 basics. So that's gonna mean more swamps than mountains. But as close to even split as I can, which means 7 and 6. So let's use these unhinged swamps. I haven't used them in a while. So that's it. So that is 9 for red and 10 for black. Definitely enough colored sources here. And that's the main deck. Okay, I get to be on the play. I have my mana. I have a curve here, which shouldn't be a problem with this deck. Because if I have a 2-lander which has both colors, I think that's easy keep with the kind of mana curve I'm having here. I'll play the Custodian first because it hits harder, although this has evasion. But maybe opponent has something they want to block with, and I might consider using the Fake Your Own Death to continue having this 3-2. They are definitely going to block, so I have options to. Now I'm gonna use the Fake Your Own Death here. I want to have the 3-2 here. It's still good. Oh, they don't even want to block. What's that? So because whatever the heck player at 3 mana, it's most likely won't be have. It can have 3 toughness, but most likely not 4. So this should have another good attack. Now that they didn't block, I'm very happy. Soloist will be great. Are they gonna raise me with this Socialite, or do they have like a trick they wanna use? They pass with mana up. I guess I'll see very soon. I have at least a Dilligan Bad up myself, so. Okay, another Socialite. So they are. I mean, if they are gonna leave that to block, yeah, they have to start raising me. That has to be the thing. All right, so I'm just gonna play the Soloist here. If they block now, then I'll take the block. I can trade here, no big deal, and then because that still leaves me with a 3-2 and a 2-2 Menace guy, and they really want to raise me. Well, they might have the kind of deck that is able to raise with this. They could have like a 2 creatures entering the battlefield. Now I'll take 8 here, and then that's. But I can kill these things. Okay, 1 creature unless they have a 1-drop. Oh, they have still a land drop left, so they could have a land 2-drop. Okay, no, nothing like that. Yep. Okay, no blocks there. I will try to raise the opponent. And I can kill the Jewel Thief for 1 mana if I draw a land. It's actually fine because I do want to have the deal gun bad up as well. Now they could have, +2/+2 in which case I can just respond with the deal gun bad. I don't have a creature, so this soloist isn't actually going to do anything this turn except for attack. It can attack for 3, of course. So I guess so they have something, but it's not anything they wanted to use there. What that can be, I guess I'll see. I'm gonna attack for 8 here. They go down to 6. I don't think they can easily deal 11 damage with those things, especially with the deal gone bad in here. Do they have the 1 mana kill spell? If they target a red creature, they can deal 4 to an attacking or blocking creature. Nope. Okay. Well, this looks very good. Don't know what's the card they were, because they had priorities there with 1 mana of any color. It could, no, it's not gonna be the sealed counter. They would have used it in response to that thing. Okay, that is no big deal. Are they still gonna raise? They can't raise anymore, and they have to respect the soloist. If they leave like 1 blocker, it'll easily, not be able to block. Okay, now they have 2 blockers. They can attack for 8 here. They have a lifelinker which I can kill, and they still have 1. Yeah, I'm not gonna use kill spells on there. I try to win on the next turn. It shouldn't be too hard, but can they gain some amount of life there? Okay, I'm gonna make them mill 3 because I want the information. This deck has a dig up the body, so I usually should mill myself, but now I will mill them just to get information for sideboarding. Whatever that is, I don't know. Okay, so they have, well, the usual kind of cards you expect to see. Alright, well, drawing a creature at 3-drop is great because that allows me to trigger the soloist as well as have the fake your own death up. So I don't think there's a 1 mana card that can save them here. They cannot make any blocks. And if they have if they have the kill spell that also comes with a gain 2 life, well, I guess I'll see it very soon. They will be at 8. Yeah, they actually would survive in that case. Okay, that they can make themselves a jump blocker. Well, they can jump block. And am I gonna die? Am I going to die here now because of that? I am going to die now. Because, no, sorry, they don't get the life. I was thinking about they are about to gain 2 life. No big deal. This is just lethal. Sorry about that. I was really thinking that they have the knockout blow, which gains them 2 life. But of course, now that they didn't have it, that was exactly what I needed. So I actually needed to draw there a creature that costs at most 3 mana. Well, to be fair, that's most of my creatures. Okay. So, unsurprisingly, green-blue. White is the opponent's color base. So it is base green-white with some blue splashes. Okay. So, they have some targets for my... I'm definitely playing at least 1 light 'em up. Maybe even 2. What is the cut, though? Do I want to have a deal gun bad? They play with the colors that do have sealed counters, so I kind of like to have these to battle those things. Maybe dig up the body could be... Yeah, this is the kind of matchup where it can be really fast game. So I'm going to cut a dig up the body here. And then I just have to decide if I want to play another light 'em up or not. Because of course sorcery speed 2 mana deal to a creature is not great, but this has the option for the casualty. I feel like on the draw I might want to have these kill spells. Can I cut a Witty Roast Master? I have 15 creatures in here. I think because the 3 mana 3/2 is not gonna be great in combat, this will trade with their 2 drops. Not great, but it is a relevant alliance trigger there. Unlucky Witness. I guess I don't need the 1 drop, and I can just have 2 light 'em ups here. That's the sideboarding. So yeah, that was a really close game. But they curved out as well as did I, so that's often what happens then. So they have the pump spell with green and X. That's something to keep in mind. They might be able to get +4, +4, +5, +5 even. So I need to take that into account when a similar kind of a racing situation comes up. Okay, this is again a good hand. I have 2 lands, both colors, which is enough. As you can see, I can play a bunch of these cards already, and if I draw a 3rd land, I can play every one of them actually. So also officials are better on the draw because opponent doesn't have the extra card they would have if I was on the play. So that's they lack the green for now, and that's okay. I'll just play the 3/2 here. I'm gonna. That was okay. That was something I could have. Yeah, I could have actually played the body dropper here because now I don't have the option to play the custodian and the strangle, which I might want to do unless I draw a mountain. Because now if I draw a mountain, I can do it. Yeah, I didn't think it through. I just saw that this has more power than this one, but I should have stopped to think for a while. Because if I played the body dropper now, yeah, now I could play the custodian and kill this 2/2 life linker. I still can play the corrupt court official, so it's not such a big deal. I know I can just play the witty roastmaster too. I guess I can take another hit here. So let's maybe do that. It's not nice that they get the 2 life again, but this also playing this now means that I can ping them back a bit. Plus a 3/2 is definitely a more relevant board presence than just 1/1 here. And they had so many cards in their hand that the discard isn't that okay. Well, discard isn't that big deal right now. This Lagrella is of course amazing, and yeah, they did have the fixing land. So yeah, they have the 3 colors on turn 3, or is this turn 4 actually? It is. So yeah, it's not great that they get to this thing will come the oh man. So this backup agent is gonna come back with as a 3/3. Well, are they going to block the custodian? They might not even block it. I wouldn't mind them blocking because they're gonna give the Skycryer the extra counter from the triggered ability, which still allows me to kill it with Strangle. But let's attack. I'm not gonna win this by blocking, definitely, because they have the flyer. I really hope they just block here. I get my Roastmaster back, but they get a 3/3 and they can upgrade the Skycryer, but they know that they don't have to do that. They are in a very decent shape regardless. So now I have to... I think I just have to play another Roastmaster here. I can block the Lagrella. Yeah, I don't know how the game would have gone if I had a body dropper on turn 2. That might have been a totally different game. I have a double court official, so I can eat their hand quite nicely, but I might not have time for that. But, well, I mean, in case they deal with this another Roastmaster and they can attack for 4, of course, if they only attack for 2 in the air, that's fine. Show slide, okay. I actually need to play my court officials so that they do something. Okay, whatever this is, I'm gonna block. So they have a boon of safety there. Very, very, efficient turns. They get to play a 2-drop and they can kill my 3-drop in the same turn, and I don't get my mana here. I mean, a land would have been so good here. Yeah, it would have been such a... yeah, because I've definitely, of course, just played the officials in that case. Now it's not going to happen, really. Oof. Well, I don't have a lot of options. I guess I wanted this thing to die before I strangle the Skycryer, but I think it's just not gonna happen. Let's first make them discard and then kill the Skycryer. The flyer is the biggest problem here anyway. But man, I would have really wanted to just drop 2 court officials here and make them go to top deck mode. But I'm still, definitely totally in the game. It depends, of course, if they have some massive thing. Well, that is not super massive, but it is still something. Let's see if the remaining card in their hand is something that costs more than... Well, it does seem like it's going to cost. I mean, I think I saw them having a priority stop there. But so let's see if it is the pump spell that I saw. They can only give +1/+1. If it is for the family, that gives +2/+2. Because I'm thinking about blocking the Lacrilla so that I get my creature back. So I hope it's not for the family. I hope it's just the thing that the X pump spell, so they can give it only. So they can only give it a 4th point of toughness. So let's hope this is gonna work. They will get a 3/3, and then they get to distribute the counter somewhere. Probably make the thief into a 4/4. But if that's for the family, I'm basically dead here. But if I can survive here, I'm gonna be in a decent shape. I really wanted this card in their hand to be something they cannot efficiently cast, so I can just make them discard it. Hopefully draw an actual land here also, so I can double spell. But no, I see a priority stop. I guess it could be a land. Okay, that is good. So I'm belaying the court official, that's for sure. And then I don't have to show that I have a land here. Not that one, and this one. Yeah, so they have a priority stop here, so whatever it is, they're gonna be able to use it. It could be the +1/+1, which makes my double block good, because if I just blocked with the Crooked Custodian, of course, that would have died and this thing would have survived still. But they get a 1/1 now if it is the pump spell, but let's see what's gonna happen here. I mean, they have something, that's for sure, but they are just figuring. Maybe it's another shield counter. Oh, it's a fight spell. Okay, and now the question is, why didn't I play the land? That was such a foolish thing to do. Imagine if I was able to respond with fake on death. I totally forgot there's an instant speed fight in this set. It's been a while since I drafted this. I haven't drafted a lot. But that was just, I mean, that would have been a blowout. Maybe they wouldn't have done that if I had 2 mana up. But this would have died and my Roastmaster would have come back. It's too late now. That was definitely a mistake that might have cost me the game, but I just have to move on here. So what to do here? If they play draw a creature, they will just play it pre-combat. Body Dropper is something. Okay, I'm gonna play the Body Dropper here because I think I have to get rid of the Jewel Thief by blocking with this thing and then using the Fake on Death or something like that. But I'm so sad about not realizing it, that prize fight is an actual card. They could have even done when I did the double block. They could have gone for the prize fight, I guess. No, I don't think that would have worked them. The Jewel Thief was only a 3/2, sorry, a 3/3, so it couldn't have killed the Custodian profitably. So totally, I think I would have been in a very amazing shape if I just dropped my land. It was a small thing. I mean, I didn't want them to know that I have a land here, but what does it matter? If they have 1 card in their hand, they're going to use it anyway there. They are going to use it anyway there in that case, because they're going to have to discard it otherwise. So there was actually no reason for me to hold back the land. But of course the biggest reason was that I had a fake on death. But let's just focus here on the game. So am I going to jump block the backup agent? This thing of course has Trumble. No, if I'm gonna jump block, I want to sacrifice them for a counter. So let's just go to 4 and yep, not great. So deal gun bad. I'm gonna play a 2 mana card and then I could play 2 2-mana cards, or I can play Fake Your Own Death and use the Body Dropper. This thing has trample though. It's annoying. Even if I block with the body dropper, it's going to. No. If I use this and this dies, it doesn't make any sense even. Okay, so deal gun bad. Should I just Okay, I'm just gonna leave all the mana up here now. Maybe that discourages them from attacking with everything. This entering tapped definitely is relevant now. It is an actual drawback, but it also seems like the opponent is still having an instant speed effect, so I could be in trouble. Man, this would have gone so differently if I had this response to their fight spell. Oh boy. But it's the moments. These kind of moments are just the kind of moments when you have to just face the fact that you messed up and that's it. Just proceed on what matters now. Focus on what matters now. So I could try to make the thief into a 1/1 and eat it with the body dropper and jump block the agent. I mean, it seems like they have something, so I'm not really fond of my chances here, but I have to do something. I think I'll just do like that. I don't know. I'm gonna mill them now because I don't have the dig up the body here anymore. I sideboarded it out. But now I'll see what's their trick here, and it's gonna be now game over, I'm pretty sure. But this is the kind of game that I could have won with the fake your own death. I'm gonna lose to this trampling over now, so that's no point. I guess I could have seen what they get milled, but whatever. Let's go to the next game. So they have multiple of those fight spells. That means antagonize is also good. But fake your own death is, I mean, that's probably good enough that I have 3 of them. Their deck is really decent though. But I don't know, the prize fights are not like, high quality cards. And the attended socialite, it's a 2-drop, but it's not really, the best thing ever. I guess the very good stuff I saw there was the Lagrella and of course the Jewel Thief. And the rest of them are, well, this is better than an average 2-drop, so maybe it's just them having the Jewel Thief and all the tricks when they really benefited from them the most. That was why I was having trouble there. Plus, I did win the first game. Alright, so I kind of want to play the antagonize because I saw 2 prize fights, but it's really hard to cut anything here. Maybe the quick draw dagger is a bit too slow and clumsy here now. I do like the fact I can move it around post-combat, so this one once becoming a 2/2 definitely relevant. Maybe just one light him up can be cut now. Okay, I'm gonna cut one of them. Fine. And I will play the one of antagonize. This is the deck. Alright, let's keep it. I don't have the the red mana here, but triple court official with fake your own death, even though the opponent is on the draw. Oh, they did mulligan twice. Okay, this could be just a joke of a game because they are down to 5 cards and I have these ravenous rats in here, so they are not gonna like this. That said, they have a good enough deck that they might still, have no trouble, but definitely mull into 5, even though they get the extra card by being on the draw is, helping them. It's not gonna be fun for them because they don't want to discard any stuff here, and it's not gonna end. Okay, Socialite definitely just offer a trade now, which they are not gonna do, and then I will have, and I did draw look at this red mana. It doesn't matter that it enters tapped. I got my Goons here as well. Yeah, this looks very good, but of course, when opponent mulligans to 5, usually you have good time. Okay, backup agent, and now they're gonna lose the final card. Unless it's the one that gives a shield counter for 1 white. Let's see if that's the case. Strangle. Okay, so at least, let's see. I mean, I guess I'll see very soon. If this is gonna get the card out of their hand and I get to strangle the socialite, yeah, okay. Look at this. That's not a fun game for them at all. Sure, why not? I think I'll play the Roastmaster. I might play the Goons as a 5-drop if I draw the mana for it. But I want to play the Roastmaster here now. Just to get the pings. Although at 6 mana it's great to play this with the Fake Undead, but okay, let's just focus now. I didn't draw the 5th land, but okay, fine. Let's just go for the Bliss here. Okay, they have no place, so it was, like I said, a joke of a game. They also had to discard, I think, some relevant things here. Yeah, strong armor, although they don't have the 4th land yet. But if I didn't mess up in the game 2, I might have won this match with the first 2 games, but at least the game 3 was, well, very easy when they mulliganed. Okay, I'm on the draw, which is not such a big deal now if I get some court officials to eat their hand. I have 4 of them, so not such an unlikely thing to have in your starting hand or draw by turn 2. And I don't have that, but I have a 1-drop, 2-drop, all the colors, enough lands. Very nice hand, and in fact, okay, well, there is now also that thing, but of course I'll just rather play the Mayhem Patrol and play this when they have fewer cards, not so many cards in their hand. Okay, so maybe the Body Trapper, because that makes the, blitzing this better because you're sacrificing this to grows into a 3/3. But one thing at a time. Let's just attack. Don't think there's anything that's gonna. Okay, so they are having something. It could be a pump spell, but I play the Body Trapper now because I'm going to maybe, although maybe Mayhem Patrol. At 4 mana I can blitz this and fake your own death. Well, I don't know. They don't have anything, so could be another rather easy game now. I just will attack first. Because I think now I will just play the Mayhem Patrol. It's a bit of insurance against if they have removed this Body Dropper, because now, of course, with me having 2 creatures that can deal more than 1 damage, and with the deal gone bad and the fake your own death, I think it's better to okay, they have a torch breath on that, so okay, so they get to kill it. I don't think there's a 1 mana instant. Oh, they did that. Oh, they should have done this in my main phase, because of course they do that in my end step. The game is gonna wait for my next end step, so I actually get to play the Custodian here. I don't think I'm gonna need to land. You can only play one of these. That's how this card works. So they got a treasure token. They can kill the Body Dropper, but if I do want to play the Custodian. I'm just trying to figure out how do I play this turn. I play the Mountain here. Because they cannot block if I threaten to, activate this. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do this for now. Okay, they have something for 1 mana though. I think I should have again, played the land, have this up. I'm too, So I'm too cute with the land drops, playing them at the last possible moment just to spare the opponent, just to not give the opponent too much information, but it's not really that relevant. So the thing is that if I'm attacking with the body dropper, they're gonna block, and it seems like okay, they fake your own death. I mean, I don't have to attack with it. If they didn't have priority stops there, but they do, I would just attack and, that would be fine. But I think here it's just better to take it slow here. And I will play the court official post-combat. This has many, so they can't block it. Because I think they have like a for the family there. That's the most, likely thing. But I will play this now so that I can have some fodder to sacrifice for the body dropper. I don't really want to sacrifice the Mayhem Patrol or the Custodian. And that's definitely going to take a spell because they have been missing land drops. Okay, that's not something I have to be worried about. I mean, maybe in game 2. Okay, stimulus package, so that's infinite. Well, not infinite, but that's a bunch of 1/1s they can summon here. Alright, so let's just play the land now and attack with everything and see what happens. Because now with them having basically 3 1/1s, anything can happen, and I have, tricks here, so I'm gonna pump the Menace guy. Now that I have to dig up the body here, there's just, I can easily just let things die here. So they do only that. So now the question is, should I do something about it? And I think I shouldn't do. I'll take the trade here. See if they have a trick of some kind. Nope, they do take that much damage there. So I can't just, dig. Let's see. I can get my 3/2 back here if I really want to. Or I can leave mana up for the deal gone bad, but I don't know if I'm gonna need it. I can mill myself, give maybe other options for the dig up the body though. But I can just get it back and play it. I could also sacrifice the official to get, the unlucky witness back, but then I wouldn't have it on the battlefield. I want to have it on the battlefield for the body dropper activations. So am I gonna play what is effectively a 5 mana 3/2? Or do I want to leave mana up for my instant speed stuff? It's quite interesting actually. The 3/2 is relevant here now, especially because I can make it into 5 power. Okay, whatever. Let's just, mill 2 and return a thing. Well, that's another body dropper. Let's take that instead. That's because when you sacrifice something for the other, of course both get the counter still. If I just get to untap and they don't have if they have a mass removal, of course that's gonna be just horrible, but let's hope they don't. They have all the colors because of the treasure tokens. Okay, soloist, not a problem if they play a 4 mana 3/2. And okay, so I can leave. No, I want to leave mana up for the fake your own death here. So I think. Okay, the one that sacrifices gets many. So I could, sacrifice the court official with one of them. But they get menace is not a problem. They have 1/1s coming up. Alright, so I think I will not play the official main phase yet. I will leave, all the mana up here. Oh, I don't know why didn't I. Well, whatever. I guess this is not such a big deal. If they block if they block the 1/1, they actually are taking a lot of damage, so they have to do something else. And even if they block the 1/1, I can use the fake your own death, or I can just eat it. Before damage, I can eat it, make these into 3/3s. So they can have some alliance triggers, which won't matter. If this is the second time that hitter attacks during its next, okay, well, if they do another one of those, then they can force an attack. Okay, they just do that. So now, question is, do I even care? I guess I do. The thing is, they still have 2 mana up. So if I play the fake your own death here, This is actually an interesting one. If they can respond with something relevant there, it could be annoying. And yes, I know I could have just killed this pre-combat with the deal gun bad, but I didn't want to have my mana tapped. They are going to 5 now. The body dropper is definitely very good. This is going to die anyway. So other than that, I think I'm gonna let it happen. I'll play the court official number 2 here, and then I have to fake your own death up. It's fine. Yeah, the stimulus package definitely, makes my menace less problematic for them. And yeah, if they didn't have the mana available, I would have gone for the fake your own death, but I didn't want them to be able to respond with some relevant things there. That's the reason I chose not to use it. I like using these cards when it's the safest to do that, or if it's gonna, like give me the victory or something. Plus, they could have like a strangle now, and now if they strangle the body dropper, I would be able to save it. Okay, so they get a 2-drop with the Rocco, and they still have 1 treasure token left. So that's a 1-1. Alright, so deal gun bad. That doesn't get lifelink on defense, so I wouldn't mind having a land. Question is, do I want to sack the court official right now to make this a permanent 3-3? I don't think I want to do that. I did draw the land, I want it. Sadly, it is one of the... I have 3 enter stabbed lands in my deck though, so that was not such a bad beat. So with 4 mana this would be great. I can just kill the civil servant, and well, it's not the worst even without that, but yeah, this is kinda annoying. I guess I can just attack with everything and use the fake your own death somehow. Yeah, I mean, the deal gun bad is good, but what I can do, they still have a 3-1 and a 1-1, so they can even, well, I guess if they double block the Mayhem Patrol or block the court official, that's not such a big deal. I guess I can still use the deal gun bad, but I should have done that before committing to attacks if they have a pump spell or something. Wow. Well, I did what I did. Let's just do this now. Make this into a 2-2 and see what they have. It's possible they make some kind of double block that suddenly makes the deal gun bad. A blowout, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So now this is interesting. I think I just, don't care about the body droppers now. I mean, I just trade all of them away. They have to discard a card too now. Unless they have it for the family. Well, they did not. So they are down to 1 card. I have a Venice guy, and then this 1-1 comes back. And now I actually do have mana for the deal gun bad if I want to use it. So they had okay. So this is the spell they had when they had 1 mana available and priority stops. So now they have an unknown, a top deck card and then something else. And I have a deal gun bad. They do have also a 1-1, which they made happen right away. So that's gonna be okay. That's gonna give them an extra life. Each other. So okay, whatever killing it in response doesn't matter. Of course, I will just burn my treasure because that's still 3 mana I can use now. Let's mill them. I don't think it's gonna... I want to have the information, and I have already used my dig up the body. I don't think this deck... Okay, that's gonna be a win for me. So, well, not yet, but definitely I'm just gonna strangle this thing. I guess cancel first. Let's draw the card first, because that's what I'm gonna do anyway if I'm gonna strangle. Let's see if that is gonna change anything. Not really. Whatever. I won't make them go to, 1. Then they have to deal with the menace guy and the 1/1 is still. So if they, draw a removal spell on the patrol, they still die to the court officer. So they have to draw something amazing now. Yep, so that is Cabaretti, right? So mostly green. No, they have green, white. They have a lot of red, so that's more like a bit more even. 3 colors. The upstart is really decent. Civil Servant, really annoying card. Because, it's hard to raise this thing when they have some citizens to keep it lifelink. Sticky Fingers is really decent. Well, I don't know if there's much. Definitely the 3. I'm gonna, use the deal gun badge. I don't need ready to rumbles, I don't think. And the question is the light 'em up going to have many targets that are good? It doesn't kill the Civil Servant. It does kill the Soloist, but yeah, it's not gonna be good enough based on what I saw there. So is there something that's not gonna perform well? I think the main deck is, pretty decent against most decks. I'm gonna only sideboard if there's something clearly good for that specific matchup, and I don't think I need any of these really. I'm not going to exile make them sacrifice the enchantment that makes the treasure tokens. They can just respond by making them 1/1s anyway. Alright, so I think I won't be doing anything. Let's see if I get more information about their deck in the next game. Alright, well, with double mountain, this is not so great. The double swamp hand in the previous match was definitely good because I could cast so many of my things. I don't want to start with turn 3 Roastmaster on the draw. I'm gonna mulligan. And this is much better, and I don't think, even though I have the 4-mana thing here, I think losing a swamp here makes the most sense because I have 3 spells I can play. Because if I keep drawing, non-lands, I have such a low mana curve in the deck that shouldn't be a big deal. I can cast them with 2 or 3 mana, most of them. So they have a Broker's Initiate, which makes my attacks pretty non-existent, except if I can have a quick draw dagger here, which does require that I have a extra land. But this is a citizen, right? Yep, the Civil Servant is, it's just a kind of ridiculous how good it is. Alright, so fake your own death. I'm not going to attack into this and use the fake your own death. I don't even get the treasure token when this creature doesn't actually die. That's how it says. You only get the treasure token when the triggered ability happens. So this custodian is still good at blocking that thing, so let's do that. And sadly no land drop, which in here, but I still think it was the correct decision. Stimulus package, these are citizens, right? So if they want to make this a lifelinker, they can have their 04 still available for blocks, but do they have a removal spell? If this is a lifelinker, it's still 3 toughness, so I'm not that worried about it. It seems like they are figuring out if they want to use a removal spell on the custodian. That would mean that they burn these treasure tokens, which otherwise can be 1/1 creatures, so I don't know if they want to do that. So they are willing to offer, if they use a card and one of these soon to be 1/1s to make this, to kill the custodian while saving the servant, I'm happy about that. Okay, they just did the trade there, which is totally fine. Okay, so, well, I have stuff I can play. Now the question is, am I going to attack into whatever that is? Yes, I am. And if they make 2 1/1s and double block, I will let that happen, even though I have a couple of these. I think I just want to make them discard stuff before they play the final card from their hand. I want these officials to do their thing. So that's now 4 cards, no land yet, but I have been able to use my mana nicely. Okay, prize fight. I'm happy to get rid of that because at some point it will do something. So this costs 5 mana to make into 5/5. So that's a lot of mana. Not gonna be relevant anytime soon. It would be nice to get a third land for the dagger though, but it also would be nice that they don't play 2 cards this turn. Actually, them playing 1 card would be better because then the court official would find their final card away. So now the question is, now they have 5 mana up with the treasure token, so I can't do the thing with the quick draw dagger here. I can attack with the custodian and then use the fake your own death, but the problem with that is that I have to use this before they activate this. So yeah, this dies, but then they have all this mana up and they can respond with something nasty, so don't want to do that. Which means that I'm gonna just play the official and make them choose which they're gonna discard. Now they have a couple of Razor's Rings, so they will be able to, get more cards, but I'm still happy that they're gonna discard some actual, cards that do things. That's good to see. Goons. Kind of want to have it be as a 4/4 because then I can attack into this and they activate it, they make it into a 5/5, then I can use a fake your own death rather than just blitz it out. Okay, they did use I guess this is something good, it's a 5-drop, but they did use 2 of those treasure tokens, so that's at least something. And now they are top decking. I hope the 5-drop they're gonna find is not anything too crazy. Well, it is just a 3/3 flyer while I'm at 20, so I'm not too worried about that. Now what I can do is I can attack with the custodian, even if they just block with the Rocco. Quick draw dagger will be good anyway. But I have to do something here because I will lose to the flyer in the end. And yes, it's a problem that they initiate. Now, if they like draw lands, they can still make this into a 5/5. But I have some jump blockers here. Plus, they have the Razor's Rings, which they might want to still turn into cards rather than use the initiate. Especially because I have these jump block options. I don't think they want to start using 5 mana for that thing. If it was guaranteed +5 damage to me, maybe yeah. Oh, that was a... so that was just a pure top deck. Alright, so that's of course amazing because they get 3 treasure tokens. It's pretty good with the stimulus package. They chose not to sacrifice anything though. Sadly, I don't have a murder in this deck, so I don't... Unless they actually go for the block, I think game is over and they're not gonna block. I wouldn't make this attack if I didn't have something. So I'm just gonna lose in a couple of turns now. Because these, even if they don't use the ability there, it's 9 damage in the air. Alright, well that was a little bit of a sad thing. So they have a 4th color, but this definitely is worth splashing. If you're playing green, white and red, it's definitely worth splashing for the Zlatora. No, it's a Ziatora. Alright, so I guess I have to jump here and hope I... Yeah, sadly I don't have anything for the Ziatora. No card that can kill it. Not even in my sideboard. So I just have to hope that... Yeah, now they realize that if they sacrifice a thing, is that any target, by the way? Yes, it is any target, but the 3 treasure tokens with the stimulus package is really good. So now there's no way I can win here. They have even 3 jump blockers. Let's go to the next game. It was kind of sad that I was able to, eat their hand, and then they just top deck that thing. But that's how it goes sometimes. Especially, but I'm still, happy. I'm not too worried about, because it is a 6-drop, and this eats their hand quite nicely. So I might be able to make them discard it, or make them discard, mana sources so that they can't go to 6 mana. All right, so it is quite annoying to deal with the Broker's Initiate because my deck definitely counts on being able to do some early damage with my 2-drops, but I guess this thing has menace. This has only menace if I sacrifice something with its own ability, so not that great. I'm kind of feel like I want to play the antagonize over the 1 mana 1/1 here. I need more ways to push through. That's how I feel. So let's do it like this, and let's just hope they don't get the big hitters that easily. And primarily let's hope I have a good hand here without the mulligan. This is not greatest, but it's fine. At least a couple of my tapped lands here are already in my hand here, so I can simply just my top decks won't be enter tapped lands. I have one left in the deck, I guess. Alright, so let's have a swamp here. Don't think it matters too much. Dig up the body isn't going to be... It's good with the official, but I would need to... I would hope to get some creatures on the graveyard, and I get the... This was a really good... this top deck was really good, definitely. Because my start would have been so much slower before that. But, I mean, if that draw didn't happen. So... I think with the fake here owned, I'm going to just go for the strangle here and play the court official here. I guess I should have. I didn't sequence this right. I definitely shouldn't have shown to them that I kill their blocker, because if I first make them discard and then kill it, it could have affected their discarded choice there. Okay, so let's see. Okay, they have 3 of their colors there. Alright, so no kill shot. I saw them discard it in the previous game, but they don't have white mana. I have the fake your own death. I have no creatures in my graveyard, which means that the casualty for this, I would need to be a little bit lucky and mill creatures. I hope they just don't have anything. If they try to kill the custodian, then I'm gonna just maybe fake your own death. And I'm gonna use this. I have now all my entries tapped lands here, so I'm gonna thin my deck of lands. I get my red source with this thing to have the 2 and 2, and then well, I definitely will have enough lands here. But now my deck has only 1, 2, 3, that's 7, so it's 16, 9 lands and 19 spells, so it's good amount. Okay, the opponent, to be fair, is playing 4 colors, and this was their 2-drop, but yeah, I mean, they are not doing anything. It makes things very easy for me, of course, but I have a 2-color consistent deck. They have a little bit wider, more wild deck. I get to see at least what they're gonna discard. But it's gonna be a spell, of course, but because they miss land drops. I don't have to worry about the 6 mana dragon now either, because they would have to hit quite a few mana sources. Alright, so now it's just going to be I'm thinking about the how good the fake your own death here is, because if I miss, I guess when the most they can have on the next turn is a 4-drop, so of course they're gonna they're gonna block the custodian here. I'm not using the bleach option here. I want to have a menace 2-drop here. I mean 2 power menace guy, which it effectively is. Am I wanting to save my 3-drop, because that's kind of an interesting. I guess it's efficient use of mana. Okay, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna use the fake your own death here. Shouldn't be anything with 1 black. And now they have a lot to deal with. I also get the treasure token, which could come in handy at some point. With the dig up the body, I might have a turn where I use a lot of mana. Okay, so now they got the 4th land, and it's also a 4th color. Well, that is not very great. So how do I do it? I mean, I guess I can let them block one of the court officials here. Because I could, of course, this has menace, so I can just pump one of the court officials, attack with the 1 power menace guy, which they can't block, and then 2+3. But honestly, if they are gonna block one of the officials, I can even dig up the body with it. I want to play this though, so I don't have mana to do both. Yeah, whatever. I mean, they can eat. They're gonna take so much damage there. They're gonna take 6? They're gonna go down to 2, but this will survive, of course. But yeah, this is This was the more likely scenario that they're gonna trade off those things, which is totally fine for me because I can just apply more pressure here. And as long as they don't have a mass removal effect, this should be game over now. Even if I don't have any. And I can even get a trigger for this with the dig up the body. I can dig, if nothing else, the crooked custodian, and I will have the mana to cast it. So if they just have tap out for a blocker, it's game over. I think it's game over. It's game over regardless, because if they block my 3, yeah, I have 4 damage here anyway that they can't block. Even if they block the 3 power creature, I will have 2+1/+1. All right, so that was it. A bit uneventful game 3, but hey, the opponent got to 3 lands with 3 different colors, and even the 4 lands with 4 different colors. So the fact that they weren't able to really cast any relevant spells there, it's just, I mean, they didn't get that unlucky. I guess their deck was a bit greedy there. Okay, a little bit awkward starting hand. I mean, it would be just totally fine if one of the mountains was something that could also get me a black mana source. But I have the option to blitz this Mayhem Patrol on turn 2, give me an additional draw, and I have 10 ways. Yeah, I have, I think, yeah, 7 swamps and then 3 lands that can also, get me black mana. So 10 out, and I have a strangle here as well. So I think I will keep this mostly because of the extra draw provided by the Mayhem Patrol. 10 outs is enough that it's worth taking the risk here. Of course, if I get the swamp here right now, that would be just amazing. But I'm happy if I just get the, let's say if I get to play a land on the next turn that gives me a black mana, which I didn't get. Of course, most of the cards in my deck are black, so this could really backfire badly if I don't get. All right, well, I mean, let's get rid of the life linker here. That's the only thing I can do this turn, so that this of course is now miserable that I have after 3 draws there is no black source, and that's, I mean, I have the answer for this thing in the deal gone bad, but of course this is just this is one of those games where you keep a starting hand that is, in my opinion, keepable, but also risky if things don't go your way. And opponent, and okay, I have 6 mountains in the deck, so I had only 4 left, and I still drew one of the 4 mountains instead of one of the 10 ways to get black mana. So I mean, I'm taking 8 damage here on the next turn. There's no need to continue. I can't beat these shield counters. At least I got information here, but that was a really a sad game, of course. So light them up are good otherwise, but because these have at most 2 toughness, but of course they have shield counters. So the way to beat those things is deal gone bad and call in a professional. I don't think I necessarily want to have to light them up here, although it is like somewhat okay against the life linking flyer. I guess I can have it, but there's also a way for me to, well, doesn't work with the double striker, but I can just jump block this with one of my court officials, and then it's of course very easy to deal with. So let's cut the unlucky witness and have one of the light them ups, maybe not 2. This is fine. Let's try to have an actual game of Magic. So yeah, that was quite a few draws, 10 outs. I think it was a risky keep, but I think it was fine. Wow. Well, this is just a mulligan then. And at least the hand is decent. Now the question is, what's the cut? Because I want to keep them all. Normally, a single court official when you have another 2-drop available would be an easy thing to just put away, but these things get so much better in multiples. But I just saw 2 things with shield counters, opponent mulligans as well, and these deal gone bad and call in a professionals. They are really decent, especially because the double striker one is really annoying. So I guess, but opponent did mulligan. I think I'm actually gonna miss. I mean, now that the opponent did mulligan to 6, I'm gonna cut the the better 2-drop tempo wise, and I'm gonna try to. I mean, I guess I hope they go to 5 now, but I'm gonna use these court officials now to eat their hand now that they are already going down to 6. Yeah, I didn't expect to. When I saw that's a hand, I didn't expect this to be the card I'm gonna cut here. But now that the opponent mulliganed, it was the court official. Sorry, the custodian. If they kept 7, I think one of the court officials would have been my, choice to put away. All right, so now I guess I do need a land. Now this is actually, yeah, the custodian would have been quite decent with this 4-3 early in the game. Can apply quite a bit of pressure, but of course I didn't know I'm gonna get this. All right, well, I like the fact that the opponent is having a bit hard time deciding what to discard here, because I'm gonna have another discard effect coming up, and they had to miss a relevant effect, a relevant card there. Sadly, I don't have one of my. Imagine if I had one of the +2/+0 things. Would be so good with this, but I'm still happy I got that land. So let's just make them discard another one. And this is going to get. I don't have any double casters. I have more black cards in the deck, though. My hand is. Yeah, I think it's going to be a swamp. Don't really know if, because I could easily have two black 2-mana cards when I have 4 mana available. It's more likely than having a need for a double red. So let's do that. No attacks. So they did discard a land now. So they're down to 3. I could double block, but with me having 3 of those tricks available, it's not worth it, especially because I have the quick draw dagger as well. Okay, well, there's something I can kill with the. Now, here's the thing. I can. No, it's not. It's not. Oh, I need a first strike for that. But this thing prevents all. Makes any damage being unable to be prevented. So, but this thing still has double strike. So, I mean, if this didn't have first strike or double strike, I could attack with both of these. They might block, and then of course I could burn this thing, and then still the shield counter wouldn't work, and I would be able to trade here. But now with, yeah, let's not make it too awkward here. I'm just gonna kill this. I'm just trying to figure out if I should use. Yeah, I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna mill myself. Land. Yeah, okay, that was those 3 cards I'm happy to mill, because I didn't want to draw 2 lands in my next 3 draw steps, and the custodian is a fine draw card, but not anything too amazing. And now I can. So now what I can. Okay, so let's see. I can play only one of these. I could just kill it, definitely, or I think I'm gonna get value out of the quick draw dagger now. I'm gonna block the Venom Connoisseur with the first striking thing. I hope they just attack with both of them and don't have a trick. I think they should easily be fine with the trade with the Venom Connoisseur. If they only attack with the Shield Mate, not sure what I should be doing in that case. They didn't attack with the other guy. Well, let's do this then. Now what I can do, I can kill the Connoisseur and then double block on this dice, because the shield counter wouldn't work. But I don't want to lose my guys. So let's just do this. Okay, no tricks, no nothing. They just didn't want to attack with the Connoisseur. Well, I guess I can attack into the Connoisseur now. Myself. Well, they might have a creature that makes it a bad attack. Well, a great creature it is, but at least I can still attack into those things. Of course, I needed to face an Inspiring Overseer throughout this event. All right, so let's see if they're gonna. They know that. I guess well, I don't know if they attack for 4. Be my guest, whatever. They're definitely playing around thing, but they could be playing around also the +2/+0 card. I'm taking 4 now. Nope, they're gonna leave a blocker on the custodian, I guess. Another band deck. Well, it's not a band, it's brokers, I guess. Alright, so sure. Let's try to see if they have a priority because they have the botanical plaza here, which they can activate. So the fact that they have priority here doesn't necessarily mean that they have a good counter trick here. Plus, if this is a 4/3 first striker, well, there are still a bunch of things that can be good tricks, but for the family it doesn't work. The thing that gives it the shield counter, it kind of works, but this will have 3 toughness. So there are some tricks that won't even work against this quick draw dagger here. And I conveniently did draw my 2-drop, which I can play post-combat. If they have a counter spell, I have the mana here to pay 2 here. So let's see how this Ember Cleave works now. It works very well. And then I will simply play my body dropper, and they need some help from the deck, but they do get to cash in this land for an extra card, so they will have 3 cards next turn. But I have a 4/3. This can do things. The 2/1 is, it did draw them a card, but its board presence is not that relevant right now. Land, that's what I like to see, unless they have a great 6-drop there. Because of course my board is a lot better than theirs, so the fact they have 2 cards in hand doesn't automatically mean that they are in that much of a better shape. But sadly, I have to block this thing now, so they get to cast that in so they get another extra card. That is just, well, actually the blitz mechanic is of course more for them, these colors that I'm having, but still this is yet another 2-for-1 for them. So eventually, if this just goes on, I will in fact end up, they can just stop my offense here, and then I need to be lucky. Okay, another great card. So this opponent has just these cards are, the Connoisseur may be the least impressive, but still a totally reasonable 2-drop. But now this here is really annoying. They can trade with the Custodian. Okay, Mayhem Patrol. How do I... Okay. I really wish I had one of my +2/+0 things. So I can blitz the Patrol, or I can just play it as something. I think blitzing it makes more sense. So what I can do now, I can do this. And they of course have a priority stop here, so now they have also a trick available. But what can I do if they just play creatures that give them more value than my there's not much to do. But what I'm gonna do here now, I'm gonna just attack in such a way that I can pump the Court Official that has only 1 power now. So even if they don't have a trick, they have a good blocks here. They can trade the 2/1. Yeah, they will. Yeah, but they have one welcome. I guess that's not the most. Well, it's yet another a 2-for-1. So that's brokers for you. So they have a card. Yeah, because the Inspiring Overseer has been able to attack all the time here, of course. So it's I need to be having some good stuff. Do I have an instant that costs 3 mana because I have used the call? I'm not gonna play it. I'm gonna draw a card, but hopefully I won't be. Oh, I have a dig up the body. Yeah, I should have played the land. I just didn't want to give them the information. Now I know they have this flash thing. Not that it helps me too much. The information is pretty, low value information because it's still gonna be a good blocker here. It's gonna eat up my official here. If I get let's say the blitz guy, the best black common. Yeah, no. Instead I have to make them use the shield counter here. I'm taking 4 in the air. Yeah, that was just the opponent. That's another 2-for-1. That was just 2-for-1s all over the place. I know I have them too with the officials, but the fact I have these lands definitely makes things very awkward. Makes things quite awkward. So I can only put them... Yeah, no. I need to be lucky with... And they actually lost the prize fight. So that means whatever they're holding is, better than that. Definitely they are not holding a land. So I think the game is over now. Opponent had. First game in the match was just a total nothing. And then the second game is just them playing all these progress cards, which are, well, okay, this mana fixer is, I'm sure it's good in their deck because they have 3 colors, but that's, not so impressive. But, yep. That's it. I have no place to make and they will have a lethal attack. Well, I guess in every match, one of the games was like a non-game, and in the final one, I wasn't even able to play the 3 games. But all in all, I think I liked my deck. I would have preferred to have a little bit, maybe more something. I mean, another Gödegoons, for example, and not that I'm not that convinced that the Unlucky Witness is very good. But I like the court officials, multiple of these and multiple fake your own deaths. That's at least my deck had a decent stuff going on. Plus, the fake your own death is good with a bunch of other things too. And 2 match wins in a traditional draft is always good. I don't even know when's the next limited qualifier, so the fact I didn't get to pick up these play-in points is not really that relevant. I don't know when the next play-in tournament is that I'm going to participate in is going to happen. So that's it. 3 packs of New Capenna. I'm getting closer to set completion, and I won't be having very frequent updates. If you didn't check my channel update, it's the video before this one. Maybe you can check it out. I talk something about the channel in general, but just to say, if you didn't see the video, I'm just saying that I will have like a few New Capenna drafts coming up before there's at the beginning of July. There's going to be a alchemy release, which will be draftable. It has its own mastery pass and all that. It will replace Streets of New Capenna, or maybe it will not replace, but I at least assume it will have traditional drafts. If it won't have traditional drafts, I don't know what to do. Maybe I have to play premier drafts instead, but I assume it will have traditional drafts. So I'm happy to abandon Streets of New Capenna as soon as I can. But before that happens, I will have some occasional drafts still on my channel. So I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.